We about to go live?
Good evening.
All right.
Yep.
Good evening, and welcome to another edition of African Americans Ain't Africans, the talk show that proves without a shadow of a doubt that the so-called African American didn't find his way to America in the trunk of a ship. I'm your host, the Indigenous One. I know all of you have been hearing this. I know all of you have seen this. This film that came out about African Americans. But I just want to remind everybody about something about this African and this American thing. This movie, Coming to America, first debuted on the then Black community in 1988. Remember, 1988 was the year that we stopped being Black and started being African American. It was a crossover. They were changing so the children born coming into that wouldn't know what Black, Negro, and color did. They're African Americans. That movie helped push our mindset into that. That's one thing that happened. Another thing that happened was that movie came out and they were changing you to African American. That's two things that happened in 1988. Also, what went down that year, and this is very significant, and we have two young people on here that's going to share their views on before African American and after African American. Also, what happened during that time, gangster rap hit the scene. And that shit ain't left yet, as far as genres of movies go, or music go. So we want to talk about how these events help shape what you know as the African American today. Joining me on Friday night, as always, the Accomac Guardian, Lisa Cypress. What's going on, Lisa?
Hey, Halito, Oseyo. Hello to the chat. Peace and love to the chat. So glad you guys are here, and thank you for having me, Carrie. Always a pleasure.
Cool. Did you see this movie Coming to America?
Most of it. I tried three times. I tried to finish it. I haven't finished it. I got to the almost to the last, but I have notes.
And now you always turning me on to some good films, some films that make you look at what you're doing in life a little bit different.
Right.
How would you view this film?
Well, it's a comedy, so it's supposed to be mindless, I guess. But comedy is based on truth, right? Everything that's really funny is actually based on fact, right? Or based on some truth. So it's like tongue-in-cheek funny, but then it does a lot of things that actually are like little messages. So I thought it kind of sucked overall. It was kind of boring. But
So when you say it sends messages, what do you mean, or what messages did you see?
Well, I first of all, I think like with the way they had Wesley Snipes and his little military gang appearing like a fraternity. All the fraternity moves in this movie are just ridiculous. So automatically, they're grabbing that fraternity audience, right? They doing all the. That's not African, okay?
Right.
That's not everything in it was American, okay? That's the real thing in the movie is, and then it's making you fall in love with yourself and under the guise of yourself is African, but that ain't African. That's you, American Indian. So you fall in love like, oh yeah, I'm vibing with this. I'm vibing with the prince. I'm vibing with the daggone moves, like my fraternity, my sorority moves. I'm all down with that. They copying us. They joining your fraternities and your sororities. That ain't you being. That ain't because you come from them. That's because they mocking us. They mock and masquerading as us.
Midnight Train to Zamunda.
She looked real good though. But yeah, she was looking excellent. But yeah, that was
That
you know
that,
what
that
you know what was really weird? Why did they have the old dude in the casket? It almost to me symbolized how they killing off our old folks or trying to. Like he in the casket before he's in the casket. That's really not part of either culture,
right,
like either African or anybody's culture to sit up there. I mean, white people maybe, I don't know. But to have your elder in a casket before they dead,
but that
that's disrespectful. That's rude as hell. And what are they really trying to say? What's that supposed to be meaning? You know, I know they trying to kill off all our old folks, but we still got 99 year oldest people in the country is us.
right.
Point blank period. You can look on different days of the month or different months and weeks. There's always some 99-year-old twins that are Negro Indians or you know what I'm saying. What's my new thing to say? Copper colored Indians. So or dark copper colored Indians. I make my distinction, and you know, it's always us. We're the ones that have the longevity in this country. Okay, even despite all the stuff we eat, no matter what we eat. No matter how bad our water is, you know what I mean? No
Right.
matter what, we still living long. But they want us not to. So they saw James L. Jones in a daggone casket. And then they act like they're surprised when he says, I'm going, son. Really? How is that surprise? How are you like, no, Dad? Oh no, Dad. Why? Because you've got so much. Yeah, like we know you're gonna live forever. That's why we got you sitting in this casket. So
And,
what? That's a deep white supremacist joke right there, planted in that movie right there. That's a real deep white supremacy thing.
yeah, I mean everything. I mean, me and you could sit here for days and talk about it because it was just
Yeah.
it didn't have no feeling to it. I mean,
Oh
you know,
yeah.
I didn't have
Yeah.
no feeling to it. So,
Yeah.
um, horrible movie.
Then
If you,
like Tasha, she made some good comments about it. She said, what did she say? She talked about the fact that they emasculated the man by having him being beat by his daughters, and there was a lot of that going on where the man was emasculated. Then you also had the baby mama, like making fun of our culture and acting like we. And you know what? They created the baby mama syndrome by first of all getting rid of our men, emasculating our men and not giving them jobs and not giving them opportunity, and now they're still doing it because now they're trying to have all these things where let's elevate the female, the black female, do this and that. And they got some kind of program with some big what is it? It's a big corporation in Wall Street, and they say she's the first black CEO or first black partner, but she ain't even black. She's African. She's African. So it's like once again they got these damn masquerading people, these dodo birds in our place, making us think we achieving something when we're not really even getting what we should be achieving. We should have been in that spot fucking 30 years ago. 30 years ago, we should have been in that fucking spot. And
so
now they're gonna give it to somebody, some replacement, some substitute Negro.
yeah,
Nah,
but
I'm tired of this.
what do you think about how we always push for everybody, push for equality for everybody?
Exactly. Everybody gets and eats out of our plate. Everybody eats out of our plate, and everybody takes notes from us. They don't even take notes. They copy us right down the line shamelessly, and disrespect us at the same time. How the fuck you gonna do that? And let me tell you something though. When you start talking to these individuals about who the fuck you are, it messes their minds up because they are riding on the fact that they disrespect us. They are
Yeah,
riding on the fact that they know more than us and they have a better status than we do. When we fuck, if you, I recommended everybody within the reach of this video or outside of it, starts talking to strange people of all different races about your who you are and your history and how it's been. Let me tell you, it will mess them up. It'll change their mindsets. It'll change their temperature. It'll change your condition with them. It'll change their energy with you. It'll change everything. They will go down like 10 registers. Okay, they're just gonna go down because they are riding on a high of superiority that is so fucking fake. And when you take that damn rug under their feet that they're standing on, that rug is thick. You pull that shit from underneath them, they're gonna fall.
Check.
They're gonna fall. I recommend you do it. Like I said, even if you're in an Uber, just start talking about when you're pumping gas and somebody's getting snippy with you about their damn gas station. When you're at the daggone liquor store, wherever you go, and the daggone, packy person is giving you an attitude, let them know who you are. Honey, they will.
Yeah.
They can't handle that. It changes them. I'm like, and I recommend you get some daggone indigenous freaking liquor in this place. Yes. Come on.
Yeah, you're right. We have two people joining us tonight. We have Tyrone Liu. He's a cartoonist. Which we shared some of your stuff last time, and we also have the shape shifting mermaid. This sister right here is bad, y'all, and we got some young people that are off the hook. But what I wanted to talk to them about is because they wasn't born in 1988. They came in the 90s. And I want to get their view on what the movie was. And also another thing that happened in 1988 that was significant is that gangster rap music. I wanted to get their views on that first.
Mm-hmm.
So shape-shifting mermaid, please. You
I
there?
think she's having technical difficulties.
Oh, is she?
I think so because this kept doing this before the podcast.
Oh,
Okay, Tyrone, why
All
don't
right.
you
is she back? She back.
Yeah. It was very forced. Very forced. Like
Billy what?
unnecessarily forced. I can say I do like the color grading of the I like the color grading. It was nice. Whoever edited the color for the movie for their skin, great. But the storyline was corny and it was like this forced marriage between, Negro or copper colored people with the Africans. And it's just this into your psyche at every turn unnecessarily. Does it help that Eddie Murphy is an African himself playing an African, but you have this triple and double entendre of this intermarriage of African people and the indigenous people of America, and it is very problematic. And anyone who can watch it and that is not doesn't have proper judgment can get sucked into that agenda. They got every black person or Negro person they could find and put them in this movie. Everybody, even the dude that was in Cobra Kai, that was in a random scene is in the movie. Like they found everyone they could find and said, "All right, we're gonna put movie." It was like overwhelmingly extra as fuck, but for the wrong in the wrong way, in the wrong direction for people that are here, that are from here, Africa. The celebrities say, "Oh, I'm gonna move to Africa." Like it's just this Africa nonsense, and I'm tired of it. I already had a whole running with the ADOS or ADOS people, the American Descendants of People on Clubhouse. They already got the African on Clubhouse, but the ADOS, the American ones are worse, way more ignorant, way more sensitive. Like, and this all slave, slave, slave. Africa, Africa, Africa. There's nothing else in their minds. And they want to go to court and get money for being slaves. And my mother so graciously said, "Hey, What about whites? And everybody lost their shit in that room and kicked her out or whatever. I don't know. So no, the movie was prettily color graded, very nice. They probably used the red camera or DaVinci Resolve, great equipment, great funding. They paid a lot of American people for this movie. Their pockets lined, but the message is very damaging. Very damaging.
Tyron, your take on it.
I haven't seen the sequel, but I've seen the original movie, and I stand with the barber characters from the first movie and the father of the light skinned woman that he got with in the first movie and the second movie. So they were basically representing America, and this whole trend of getting black people's minds on getting back to Africa, this whole resurgence started with that Roots remake that they brought out in 2016, I think. Then they started coming out with other movies like Jordan Peele's Us and Get Out by getting African British Africans to play us. You have like the Akinoye Agbaje guy from The Mummy. You got the guy from what's his name? Daniel Kaluuya. You got the Cynthia Erivo playing Aretha Franklin.
Mm-hmm.
Which she didn't authorize Cynthia Erivo to play her in a documentary. Hollywood just did that to spite her because she chose Jennifer Hudson to play her. And what they're doing with these Hollywood films is they're trying to replace Black Americans with foreign actors and homogenously clump us with immigrants.
So here we have a statement by Red Wolf. Red Wolf says gangster rap changed the game. And I wanted to get into this too, and I wanted to give both of you guys a thought on this. Gangster rap changed the game. I grew up listening to love music, Earth, Wind and Fire, Frankie Beverly and Maze. NWA had motherfuckers losing their mind. So he's saying it. Before NWA, you had all these other groups, and NWA and just came. And this is why music died to me. No instruments, just brothers talking over music that had already been done. That's no creative flow. And that's where, and that we all lost that. Because if you listen to music before NWA, they had bands, males, female, they was getting down. When that gangster rap came in, it killed it. And so what I want to ask you guys, since you've been on the planet, what's your take on music? What do you feel about
music? I listen to the old school that came out like R&B during the 90s and 80s and 70s and 60s. I like listening to old, really old music like from the days of Cab Calloway, Josephine Baker and stuff like that as well, or Mahalia Jackson. Music nowadays is basically trash because you gave up your R&B to a bunch of white people like Adele, and you're giving it to Robin Thicke and Justin Timberlake and cats from Britain and Justin Bieber. During the 1980s and 1990s, during that whole gangster rap phase, you had also Pan-African consciousness music coming out at the same time, and you also had the Wu-Tang Clan rapping about some 5%er stuff and also bigging up the Chinese culture. And the Chinese don't do anything for you and your culture. They might make fun of you with your own hip hop music and R&B music, and get a whole N-word pass and talk shit about you in their own country. But they come over here saying that you a black identity extremist and that you being a reverse racist towards them. Same with the Africans. We patronize them by making these royalty movies about African kings and gods, or showing their culture in a positive light, but you don't know a damn thing about their culture because they on Twitter like when that Black Panther movie came out, the artist that made the costumes named Ruth E. Carter, it was talking shit about her designs because she was basically, and also the Beyonce Black is King companion glorified music video, Black is King, that went with the Lion King remake. They were basically talking shit about those costume designs because they were homogenizing the entire African continent and cultures up into one clump. Like you're basically misappropriating random cultures that ain't even yours because you stuck on stupid with that transatlantic slave trade and white Hollywood keep pushing Africa on you.
Yeah, man, you're absolutely right. Shape shifting mermaid, your view on music. What's music to you? And you, I know you probably grew up listening to the same stuff your mother listened to, but since you've been in on
We
the
helped
planet,
push this music
what
the
is music
Lord's
meant to you?
purpose said not to do, but we didn't want that. Mm.
Oh,
We
we
lost
just
them.
lost her.
Oh, we lost
Yeah,
them.
David Corey said, if you're 55 to 65, we help push this music. Nah, cuz we didn't.
Oh,
Y'all did.
I didn't know. I did.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love,
yeah,
I'm from New Jersey. I love
yeah.
some rap music. I really did. Chicken Hill Gang.
Everybody.
I
Yeah,
was
but now,
there. I was there. I was looking at there going, what's his name? Well, Flavor Flav and who else did I see? I saw Run DMC several times. I was there in the mix.
I
I
know. I
mean,
mean,
I
okay,
like rap music.
that
I don't
was
feel like
cool.
there's anything counter culture with rap. I feel like just like everything else, the white man is going to use it to pollute our community. You know what I mean? He's going to infiltrate it. He's going to pollute it. That's just what they do. They do that with everything. They take it over. They pollute it. They corrupt it. They use it to destroy our friggin' culture, our unity. They use it to separate, divide us, destroy us. That's what they do. I don't feel like the music itself is bad. It's what has been done to the music. It started out being very positive. Break dancing instead of fighting. What we're gonna do? We're gonna dance it out. Whoa, that was cute. It was cute. It was fun. It wasn't negative. It was basic. It was basic and simple and fun. It wasn't all heavy and nasty. It wasn't all about killing each other, or who got this, or flashing, or competing, or making, or demeaning, or making somebody else feel less than because they ain't got, or making yourself feel better because you got. It wasn't about that. They
So
they
you don't.
created that
Okay.
energy.
Okay, let me,
They promoted that.
here. This is what I mean. So when that type of music came out, that gangster rap, there was this song that Snoop Dogg came out with. And when it came out, he was like, "Man, these hoes, man, I tell these bitches like you like 7 Up, you'll never have it and never will."
Right.
And like you said, it came to the demeaning of women to
Right.
to, to the point where women got to bounce into that shit.
Right. And I think that's where we lost ourselves a lot in just how, as women we lost ourselves in not holding up the culture. We did not hold up the culture like our big mamas. We did not hold up the cultures like our mothers. We didn't even pay attention to the importance of um just respecting yourself. Like we celebrated what the white people told us to celebrate. Celebrate your freedom. Celebrate your right to be free and do what you want to do, and act like who you want to act. And if you want to do this, it's okay. And now it's getting even more loosey goosey. Like, it's like, oh yeah, if you want to be a trainee and you want to compete against a fucking woman, then you can do that. You can beat her ass on the track, or anything else you want to do. You can compete against a woman and you're a whole man.
Bro.
They making everything okay.
But doesn't women have a say in that? I mean, why would you fight a dude
That's
dressed up as a girl?
with this, it's so crazy now. So they created this whole this whole, it's a terroristic thing. They created a terroristic energy against you saying, speaking your mind and speaking your truth. If you speak your truth and it's against this whole liberal culture, then you're vilified. You know, you're canceled on Facebook, you're vilified in the social media, you're vilified in life and in whatever. You're supposed to be saying yes to everything they say yes to. The media tells you to say yes, you're supposed to say yes. See, because you know this is about obedience, but people don't understand that this is not, this is about, this is the obedience culture. You're supposed to obey whatever whatever the TV daddy tells you to do, the TV master,
And that's exactly what we do.
and we do it.
Uh, before we me and Lisa go on with what we're going to do tonight, we're going to talk about this masquerade that we're going through. Tyrone and shape shifting mermaid. You guys want to leave us with any last words?
Uh, the same thing with hip hop. You had the same thing with rock and roll. They poisoned that and turned it into death metal and goth shit. Now they all white people take that's dying out with the rock and roll. White people don't listen to that anymore. They taking over hip hop and turning that into like what they turned rock and roll into.
You're right. You're absolutely right, brother. Well, listen, man, I want to thank you for joining us tonight, man. You got to come back and kick it with me again.
All right,
All
I'll
right, brother.
definitely bring you up on that offer.
All right, brother. Talk to you soon. All right. Shape shifting mermaid. Your last words.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh, there she is.
I would say, there's a lot of people that are very sensitive for no reason, and it is very toxic. There's a lot of people that refuse to work together, but it's to their own detriment. And but people that are different cultures, they stick to their own. Even if they hate each other, they stick to their own, and that gives them leverage. But all of this out shooting and fuck your genealogy, I'm whatever this, I'm ADOS and all that. Like, when you don't have a certain aspect, you have a blind spot and you're easily attacked. No, but nobody wants to band together to cover those blind spots. So it's always going to be some deterrent. And also, a lot of music lacks a certain type of hurts. Like, in the music has declined. In a lot of black music, there is no love. It's always they did this, he did that, toxicity, this, that, and that. And it's the songs are massive, very nice. The melodies sound nice. There's a lot of mumbling in music that sounds nice, but is it helping you, or is it really nourishing to your freaking brain and your faculties? Probably not, you know. But that's where we are in society. If you look at country music, they'll talk about one night stands and all that, but they still love on each other in their music, and you can hear it in the popular pop culture white music, in the country music, and every other but in black music is like, oh, this hold this nigga that whoop de whoop de whoop. And there's a lot in lack of love in our music. There's a lot of nice mastering and melodies, but the message is pretty fucked, and that's concerning.
I concur. You know what? Thank you for joining us tonight.
Yeah.
I want to have you back to just talk about some other stuff. Cool.
Cool.
All right.
All right.
You have a good night.
Peace.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before we get into this masquerade, I just want to talk about this brother who posted this up. Glenn Franklin said, "Gary, some of that good old blues and soul music is raunchy as hell. Let's be real."
I saw that. That is, he's absolutely Right. Because I used to say that, because I have really old, my sisters and brothers are older than, like, my brother's 16 years older than me. So I mean, so basically, they sometimes they get into those things, oh, the music, and they would do that about, me listening to rap or whatever. And hey, Betty Davis, raunchy, disgusting people. All Betty White, all these, a lot of old blues. Okay, come on, I'll suck this, I'll drink that, I'll lap your bath water, I'll crack this, I'll do that. Yeah, I mean, it was, but guess what? Everything is cyclic. What were they doing then? They were trying to destroy our culture then. They were going out there and trying to promote it. They were trying to encourage, in the, you saw the movie. They were trying to get them people to play some music that was dirty, and do this kind of, like, parlor music. They were trying to promote the dirty lyrics. People who weren't even making dirty lyrics, they tried to get them to do it. So yeah, don't when are we gonna get off this daggone carousel? When are we going to realize that we're going round and round in circles, doing the same daggone thing over and over again? They don't even have to think of nothing new to do to us, because it works. We don't even look back. We don't even try to jump off and see what's happening.
I'm taking you to the dentist in the morning because I'm gonna knock your teeth out tonight. That was a song in 1940.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
See?
was a song.
See?
So what this is all I'm saying, and you
Hmm.
you kind of hit on it. Why we keep repeating the same dumb shit?
Exactly.
Because
Exactly.
then this is why. Because we always want to be in their art form. We always want to do what they want to do. Why? Because we always want what they want. We want to be them. That's what we
Yes.
integrated into.
And we want to work for them. Why do we have all these stars with all this money, and they're sitting not working? Why aren't they pulling together and making their own movies? Why aren't they making their own music? Why aren't they making their own cutting? It's This is the time when technology is cheaper than it's ever been. You can get high quality equipment for the cheapest that you ever could get high quality equipment to make movies or to make music. So why the hell aren't these people, these artists that aren't getting heard, making sure they're getting heard? Why aren't we creating the avenues? We're hungry for it. I'm sorry, but we're hungry for it. It's not like we're not gonna spend our money. We're gonna spend our money. So if the people would just bring it and make sure it gets out to the folk, you know, by any means.
So what way would you suggest that an artist who's bad but don't have no avenue to get his music, what would you suggest?
I think that I would. I mean, I'm not really. That's not my forte at all. But I would suggest that you just bomb social media. Just get it out there. Get it out there to your folks, to your friends, to your family, and just start that way. And then let it go. Just let it go from there. You know what I mean? Somebody's gonna be like, yeah, I got this nice song, because everybody likes to be the one who found something good and share it. We love that. If it's a stupid, cute video, it's a damn cat or a damn puppy. We're gonna share that. So why aren't you just letting it's like really crazy. A lot of us have these talents, and we are just, what are we scared? Unless a white man tells us we're good, we don't think we're good enough. Is that what it is? Because seriously, I have people in my whole family that they do stuff, they got talents, but they're not promoting themselves. They're not putting themselves out there. Why? Why? Because they need to be told by the massa that they good. You good enough. You good enough, girl. You good enough. You just, oh yes, you do have talent. Why? Get it out there. Maybe it's good. Maybe it's good. Maybe it's really great. But I mean, we need to put ourselves out there. You're never gonna find out till you try it. And I don't think we're trying at all. you know and I don't know why we're not investing in ourselves, first of all, by trying things. And then I don't know why we're not investing in each other, putting some money out there. So somebody was on Facebook, she was talking about she's an artist. I'm already doing my little animation, but I've, you know throwing a couple of dollars out to people that say that they're trying to do whatever. So, I threw some dollars out there. She didn't really do nothing. She just took my money. But you know what? Got whatever. That's you know what I mean? That is you, boo. That's you fucking up your good energy and your opportunity. You know what I mean? But you have to be willing to just throw yourself and invest in people and give people chances, even if they aren't ready for them, even if they ain't about that life, even if they ain't gonna honor it. You know what I mean? Because you're gonna run into some people that are gonna honor it. You're gonna run into some people that are gonna travel there, going cross country, and come to a summit and teach people how to use a bow and arrow and inspire people. There are people that are honorable and that do their thing. You know what I mean? So let's put our energy and time into each other and risk putting our energy and time into some assholes who don't appreciate and ain't doing shit and ain't about shit. You're gonna do that. You're gonna have your money go be thrown into some ain't shit people. Okay, that's gonna happen. Oh, so what? You've done that. You bought something and ordered it, and the thing was broke, and it didn't work right, and it wasn't what you thought it was. You always wasted shit. Waste it on each other. Don't act like you're devastated with the need with the copper color Indian because they didn't took your money. Oh, that bitch took my money. I'll make her name mud on Facebook. Fuck that little child or whatever it is. Fuck that child. It's okay because you could have made thousands out of me.
Right.
Easy.
Right.
Thousands and thousands. You could have made some money, but no, you that little bit of money you got, that's just gone with that. Get that.
Okay. This masquerade that we're playing.
Yeah.
What is it?
First of all, why? Okay, so like okay, so my uh the mermaid shapes with the mermaid was on the same clubhouse room that I joined in there. I saw her on it. I joined in there. It was a ADOS room, right? And they're talking about how they're gonna organize this ADOS to get this money, right? That they just know they're gonna get, right? And a couple people was like raising their hands and saying, hey, uh, I'm indigenous, but I have some people that were enslaved and some people that weren't, and I don't understand how you all don't see that this whole Africa thing. I don't understand this Africa thing is not really true. And so then the ADOS was like, no, there's no proof of that. I wish someone would come with me with some evidence that there wasn't that we're not all from Africa. Oh well, of course we're all from Africa. We all know that we all originated. The original people here were dark, but we all originate from Africa. Because see that then they roll it back to like some kind of Africans and canoes, as if Africans be rowing all over the place. I ain't never heard of no damn rowing Africans rowing their asses all over the place. They really don't like to do that much, as far as I can see. Okay, that they're rowing all the way today and going to the Americas for what? I may ask. Okay. So I mean, these people, and then they want to believe all mankind comes from Africa because why? Because Massa told them so. Well, Massa told you so based upon what? Is he from Africa? And if that's the case, that means all people are ADOS. Because if everybody that's here that was a slave was African, then everybody's connected to being an ADOS, potentially. You could be related to a ADOS African as long as you are an African. And if everybody's of African descent, that opens the door for everybody to be an ADOS. You can take it there. Then I didn't even say that shit to him. I only said, what about white slaves? Y'all ain't factor that in. There's a whole lot of there are lists of white slaves. There are roles. There are there are freaking slave schedules with white slaves on them. There are no white slaves. There are no white slaves. How are you gonna argue something you ain't done not a bit of research? You do a little bit of research, you're gonna run into them white slaves. I guarantee that.
Not a
You
bit.
crack open 3 old books, you're gonna run into the stories about the white slaves. So how in the world you not know about it? You supposed to be some damn ADOS. That's
Is
supposed to be your ish.
is the masquerade so deep that we don't even understand, even realize that who came over here when they came over here, who they brought with them? Are we is are we where
Carrie, Carrie,
yeah.
brother running the room had the diagram of the daggone sardine shit. Okay, for his daggone picture. And he was like, all the evidence you need about slavery is right on this diagram. I'm like, you're using the sardine diagram as a reality? I couldn't even I couldn't. Only thing I could say was what I said about white folks, because the ignorance is so pervasive. And then when you think about it, okay, if they are for real, they cannot for real be running this and be that ignorant. So really, they're agents. So
Right.
I'm of the opinion that all these ADOS people that are actually running anything or trying to organize ADOS rooms or ADOS groups are all agents, because you cannot be that ignorant and really actually try to organize something like this. You cannot be, because if you're actually going to try to ask for them, you got to think about what are going to be the restraining factors. What's gonna hold you back from getting what you're gonna get? What's gonna be the objections? So if you haven't even addressed that, you ain't for real. They ain't for real. They exist. The ADOS exists to keep us separated and confused, and to keep dumb niggas chasing money and not chasing their daggone truth. Chasing money, chasing the daggone a little bit of money in your account instead of chasing your facts.
And it does seem it leads to a whole bunch of confusion. You're right about that, because you got you got two groups, them that come from Africa and those from here. It's just confusing.
Okay, first of all, if you come from Africa, which is unlikely that you have, I don't know anybody. One of the person in the group says he actually chased himself to being African. I'm like, that's interesting. I don't know. I would like to see that shit. But anyway, so if you are really an African or whatever, then that's fine. You found your damn Africa. Found your real Kunta Kinte. I haven't met a person that really showed me that. But peace. I don't know what that is. But anyway, let's say that's true. But even if it's not, you have all these white people who are for real slaves, and you have white people who are for real connected to us. Like, they actually have slave negroid descent. They descend from blacks. They descend from slaves that are negroid. They may look and be classified as white now, but if you go in a tree, there's us. So what about them? What about all of them? And there's a lot of them. And when it comes to money, some people want to act funny, and they might want to get all chocolafied. And they will. They will. So it can, and that's all I said to her. I said, you guys haven't thought this out. This is gonna get mighty complicated. Because half of y'all that think you dad going descended from slaves ain't. And then what about the Africans? Like I said, you could come over here and say, well, shoot, one of my relatives was here and he was a slave and I descend from my relative that was here in America. They could claim all kinds of fake shit.
And the African American would go along with it as usual.
Right. They're not going to oppose it, because you
Let
know
me,
why?
ask,
Because we
let, me
don't.
ask, let me ask you a question. Why do you think that the Africans coming over here now, or 20, 30 years ago, why don't you think they've taken blood tests with the so-called African American to prove that they're related?
They don't want to. They know they're not related to us. They don't care about proving out a damn thing. First of all, they know that we are not them. They know it for a fact. They
Check.
know this. They're not. They never have said, "Oh, let me trace my long lost relative here in America." Because if they really, because they want to be us, they want to have rights here in America. If they had the ability to trace somebody, they would be trying to dig them motherfuckers up to say they can get some land, because they want to get anything they can out of this country. Trust and believe that. And then when we start talking ADOS, they're gonna want to try to get that. So if they're gonna trace themselves to us, don't you think they would? Come on now.
do you say the masquerade, us having this mask on, or us trying to be everybody else?
Everything. We
It
have
kind of plays
blind. Yeah, we
into
have a mask. We walk around with blinders on. We want to act like we want to believe everything we're told because you know why? Because it makes us comfortable. Because when we want to be comfortable, we want to be comfortable more than we want to be knowledgeable. More than we want to be correct. We rather be comfortable in the lies than anything else. And the lies that we have come accustomed to, they make us feel good for some damn reason. I don't understand it. It make people get very uncomfortable when you change it, but yet they allowed people to change us. They allow other people to change you, but let your own people try to tell you something. You gonna reject it. The
that.
the disrespect we have for each other is immense.
Um, Somebody told me that stupidity and evil are one and the same. What are your take on that?
Wow. I don't think this. I don't agree. I don't agree with that. I think that a lot of evil people are extremely intelligent, so I don't understand where that comes from. But I think, and stupidity, it can be very innocent. It could be an innocent stupidity where you just can't get right. You don't know. You ain't going. You just can't. It just ain't in you. You just don't have the resources, the well, the wherewithal to do it. So stupidity, that's one thing.
So, as a nurse, I'm sure you've watched many babies born.
Yeah.
Would you say babies are intelligent when they get here?
Yeah, I think babies are and very, very. I think they are born knowing a lot, being very intuitive. I don't know what kind of intellect I would call that, but
He know where the milk is, right?
yeah, they have this. They have their own sense of the world already. They come in with a sense, some more than others.
This masquerade, because I want to stick on that because that George Benson tune is in my head.
Hmm.
And it's like we're playing to be something else, or we're trying to be something else. And especially in this day and time, we're not looking at ourselves or who we really are. And what I'm seeing is are the immigrants are looking at us for who we are, and they're taking advantage of it. And we're just sitting and not, as a group of people, what's going on in the world from nationwide, we're just sitting down waiting for something to happen.
They think that we're stupid. They think that we are really dumb. They don't respect us. They think we're lazy. Okay, and you want to act like that you're from Africa, and you don't want to take the time to figure out that where you actually come from. As a matter of fact, before you actually do the research, you just automatically reject that you're from here. I know
So,
I'm from Africa. And then you want to take shortcuts, get DNA tests that don't link you to no damn relative. Yeah, I know I'm from Ghana. I know I'm from Nigeria. Why? Because my DNA. Well, where's your cousins in Africa then? You got African links. You got African cousins that are connected to you.
uh,
Is Matutu gonna write? Are your pen pals? Are you emailing each other? No, because there is nobody on the other side of that DNA that's connected to you in Africa. How's that making sense? Like I say, does Maury Povich say the daddy's in Detroit and don't give you a name or a person? Oh, who's the daddy? He's in Detroit. So that's what this DNA is doing for people. It's saying that you are connected to Uganda, but it don't give you nobody that you are connected to. But you believe it's real.
but how do you?
How stupid. That's
No, you right.
it's
You
stupid. That's just, and that's not a stupid where it's an innocent stupid. That's just you just are refusing to think. You are refusing to even use your good logic. How are you believing this? Oh, they and they'll sit up there and recite strands of DNA and shit. Well, the RA receptor and this and sound like they know something, but bitch, you ain't got no cousins at the other side of these dead gone strands of DNA that you're talking about that make you an African. So how is this real?
It's not.
That is lunacy. And
I
for you to sit up there and you wanna fight somebody because they're gonna tell you that you're not from Africa when you got the good DNA. And what does your DNA say? What is your DNA? Did you do your DNA? I know where I'm from. Lazy. And then they'll sit up there and talk to you. Well, my great grandmother used to make brooms, and she used to smoke a pipe with tobacco in it. Oh yeah, that's real African. Tobacco smoking old bitches are real African. I don't
I
even call your
I
grandma a bitch. But you know what? They did that in my family. They were like, oh, yeah, they said she used to smoke a cob pipe. I'm like, sis, that's not African.
right,
Tobacco ain't African. If she had a tobacco habit, that's real Indian, baby.
right.
That's
That's
real
why
Indian.
if my grandmother was like that, she did and I don't see how we don't get it. See, this is where it gets to the point where the shit gets stupid. Cause you talking, this dude gonna say he from Africa, but your grandmother was an Indian woman from Oklahoma.
Right,
Make that add up.
right.
And they don't make it add up. They just say that shit. I'm like, dude,
Because the only known person that they can name, they can sit there and name three, like the girl in the daggone what you call it room, the ADOS room. I have three tribes I know I'm from, but I still sit on my being I know I'm African. How do you know you're African? And then people they mix up things, like they say, well, oh, I had one of my grandparents that says that they were from Guinea. They were Guinea. I said Guinea means new. It means like it means mixed. It's a mixed race. It could be she could be from there going Louisiana, Florida. She could be from there going South Central America, South America. Guinea is not New Guinea of today. Just like that lie of Angola that did not exist when they said it did. They just make up stuff and nobody thinks. Nobody wants to think about it. They just want to say, well, I believe. And that's part of that whole Christian thing where you're supposed to not question shit. That's how they got us, where we don't question shit. Then school. You don't question stuff in school, right? So we go to church and we go to school. And both places you're not supposed to question. And then for a bonus, some people go in the military. And you're definitely not supposed to question there. So you got three vehicles of life, three ways, pathways, three influences that tell you don't question shit. And people adhere to that. They don't question, not a thing.
they will fight you before they answer a question.
Don't make me question it.
Right.
How dare you make me question what I'm thinking right now? It irritates, it upsets the whole faculties are just all out of whack because you made them question what they used to thinking.
Lisa,
And
we got a
and you got a whole computer in your phone. How can anybody sit in a some kind of app and talk to other people, which you have to use your phone for, and you don't have the wherewithal to Google evidence, or anything of the information of who were the first Indians is who were the first Indians on the Eastern Seaboard, the Woodland Indians. It's very, very accessible. How are you acting like somebody got to deliver it to you, put it in your mouth, push it down your gullet, wash it down with a bottle? Why do they feel like they need all that to get this information? They
lady.
really do. They want you to just throw it in their gut and their tummies. They want you to put it all in there just so they can digest it. They don't want to go get it. They don't want to go just. They want you to just throw it in there. Just put it
Right.
in there. Put it inside me.
Yeah. Demark Ballard asks, where does one truly start? I'm from Virginia. All my family, both sides. Nothing about Africa.
Yeah, there ain't nothing about Africa and Virginia. You ain't gonna find nothing. Yeah, where do you start? You start with who you know. That's all. It's very, very simple. Genealogy is very, very simple. Don't let nobody tell you it's complicated. All it is who do you know? Do you know your four grandparents? That's if you don't know 40, just do you know two? Do you know one? Whoever you know. And knowing your grandparents, you look back and there you go into any of these search programs, whether it's family, genealogy or whatever it's called, and or ancestry, which is really my main and only source. And then court records, I go actually to the courthouse houses and stuff. But if you do that, if you just go to like Ancestry or one of these things, and Ancestry, let me tell y'all, Ancestry, if you have an open library, is free in the library. Most, I think all of them have Ancestry for free in the libraries. So you don't have to, get this subscription. You can go to the library and utilize ancestry.com. But the ancestry.com, if you put in their names, you ask your aunties, your old aunties, about when were they born? Was it 1930, 1920, 1919? Whenever the date of birth, the year of birth was. You don't have to have every detail. Just put in Virginia. Just put in the estimated year and then make it have a range, say 10 on this side, 10 on the other side. Make it a wide berth of like possibilities. If you make it too narrow, you're not going to find nothing. But if you make the search broad, you'll end up finding stuff. And then you look for those names that and well, you look for, first of all, the right color probably, and then you're going to look for the names, because your family is going to have certain names. You may have Marthas in your family, Marys in your family, Henrys in your family, Janes in your family. You may have some distinctive names. Like in my family we have seven, and we have some names that are a little bit different, you know what I'm saying, Tootsie or Pearly or whatever. You may have some different names in your family, like Fanny or whatever. A lot of Virginias, a lot of whatever. A whole bunch of Rogers are in my family. So whatever, you in families, you're gonna find threads of the same names, and that those names are gonna help you know who you are. So if you say to your mom, "Look, what were the names of all your brothers and sisters? What were the names of all your uncles and aunts?" You just try to get as much information as you can get. That way, when you're looking, you're gonna be like, "Oh, that's the right one. She said one of them was named Patsy. There's a Patsy in that family." You see what I'm saying? And then you'll be like, "Yeah, I got the right family. What?" And then when you look at that, what's going to pop up are other records when you find them in the census, because your first thing you're going to find is you're going to look at census records, right? That's the first thing you're going to do. And then the census records from there, you're going to also be able to look at birth certificates, marriage certificates. A marriage certificate is not only going to tell you about when they were born, but when they got married, but it's going to also tell you who their parents were and who their spouse's parents were. Then you got a whole other set of relatives you can go back on. You know them, you know where they were born, where they live. You got all this other information just from that. So that's how it works. I don't know if that helps you, Denmark. What's his name? Demarique Ballard. And you're from Virginia. All your people from Virginia. Well, you don't know. You could be a Nottaway. You could be a Pamunkey. You could be a Mattapony, or you could be an Accomack. Who knows? So, kind of just check it out. Look into it. And if you have any questions, you can message me. I'll, if I have time, I'll do a quick search for you. Just don't get dramatic with me.
Yeah. So
People get dramatic and stuff. They be just getting in their feelings. I don't know.
So Red Wolf asks a nice question. He
Mm-hmm.
would like to know how the hell did the Mormons end up with all our records anyway?
Isn't that fascinating?
Yeah, who gave them to them? How did they?
But you know what? I'm not really. I love theology, but I'm not extremely. I'm not Zena. We need to have Zena on, but and she probably would know the exact answer. But I believe the Quakers. See, the Quakers were. See, I didn't even know when I started just doing research recently, like this month. I was like, the damn families. The first people that came to the Eastern Shore were like Quakers. And it was funny because there's an old dude. I hope he's still alive. There's an old dude that used to call me. He says, "I see your video about," because I got this indigenous Accomack, YouTube, and I did like two videos. And so he said, "I seen your video. I'm so glad you're researching on our people because I have a story." He had this real convoluted story of a great grandfather that was stolen by the Quakers, and he was taken out of Virginia all the way to like Idaho or wherever the Mormon people are. He was
Uh-huh.
adopted. He was adopted so that they could get a hold of his land. They stole his land, and then he believes somebody murdered somebody. It's a whole convoluted, real crazy story, but all probably absolutely true, And but he's from the Eastern Shore, he's Accomack, but he's like 80 years old, and he just spends every day going to the library and doing a little research and just finding a little bit of answers here and there, and he felt like his grandfather wanted him to vindicate the story of what happened to the Accomacs, and so he's real happy that we're taking it on because now he can feel like his grandfather's going to get the vindication that he was looking for. But once he asked me about the Mormon records, yeah. So let me tell you. So these Quakers, they came on the front immediately. They came and like I said in the video, I don't think you're going to see that, but the next Accomack, the next history, indigenous history video that covers the Accomacs, I'm going to tell you that one of the first settlers that came on the Eastern Shore was a Quaker, and that joker ended up getting 6,000 acres from the jump. 6,000 acres taken from us on the seaside of the Eastern Shore. And I was like, and his family's rich to this day, right? They're still there. They're the ones that own that plantation. It's their ancestor, Carrie, the plantation
Yeah.
we went on,
Right.
the Air Hall plantation. His name was like Thomas Air or something like that, or Nicholas Air or something like that. And he is their ancestor. He came there as a Quaker, and you know why them Quakers came there? They came there to give us that good Christianity and to make us believe and to make us concede and to make us oppressed and scared, because especially back then, it was fire and brimstone and hell, and you're gonna die, and God is an angry God, and he don't forgive, and he gotta get your ass. And you could lose everything if you weren't Christian, right? You could lose your children, you could lose your freedom, you could lose everything not being Christian. They put all kinds of threats on your ass, and they felt justified to do it, and they still feel justified to do that shit.
But like
And
you said,
then in the next episode, I'm gonna tell y'all about the damn Christian Baptist guy who wrote Klansman, who was Birth of a Nation, who lived on the Eastern Shore, right at the Accomack, in the Accomack's homeland. He's a minister, Baptist minister, white supremacist. How did the Mormons get all the records? Because the Quakers came here to get the land. They were here to get the purse. They were grabbing bags. The Quakers were grabbing bags. They came here to get into your mind and get into your emotions and get your land. And so they had to know who had what, who was where, and they kept track of everything, who married who and all that shit. That's why they got all our records. And they want to continue to know who we are because they want to know if we're still alive, where we are, how much we know. But they got to keep track of us because we are the original people, because they did take our property. Who gave it to them? Their ancestors. Because you have to understand the whole, like, that was like the Mormons, all these things are breaking off of like they broke off from the Quakers. It was like the Mormons, the Seventh-day Adventists, all these people like broke off from Quakerism. So that's how it came to be that the Mormons have all this, and according to my understanding, which is limited, that's how this came to be. And then the more you look, the more you see Quakers. Even if it don't say they're Quakers, you gotta look deeper. A lot of these motherfuckers that came first were Quakers, and that's the problem, and that's why the Mormons have everything.
Do you realize how much history we lose when we claim Africa? We don't even look. We don't even look at our great grandmothers, great grandfathers.
Right, right. What are you doing? Because you know what? You just give up. You because you want to ride. You know why? We're so desperate to feel proud of something. And I don't understand how you want to there ain't how you being proud of being a slave when you got people in your family. I guarantee everybody that sitting there trying to claim to be a slave got people that own land, got people that even if they were a slave, they were only indentured, but you just didn't look into it well enough to see that they were indentured. And you don't even look into it well enough to know that how much they had before all this shit happened, how much they had. Because even we're so amazing that we had all this shit. Even if we lost shit, we ended up getting shit back over and over again. We get shit back. We do that all the time. If you follow your family, you'll be like, damn, they got stuff again. Oh, they got what? They're, you are skipping out on everything that's going to make you stand up tall because you're looking for somebody else to make you proud. Oh, I got all this African, the Egyptians, we gave them. You didn't give the Greeks anything. Them dumb Africans didn't give nothing to nobody. Okay. You can see how desolate and ridiculous and backwards they are. They have to be the most primitive society. It doesn't match up. It doesn't match up. You see,
Doesn't
because
matter.
we're still innovating. We continue to innovate, create. We contribute to everything that is good in this country and in the world, just as we did before. That's consistency. There is no consistency with the out of Africa story because you don't go from helping the daggone Egyptians build pyramids or being those people to being people that can't even dig for water. You can't even dig for water. You can't use herbs for birth control. We had our birth control here in daggone America. We taught people how to use antiseptic, how to clean everything. We knew how to do all that shit. But you in Africa, y'all ain't got no ancient remedies for shit. I was watching the last King of Scotland last night.
Oh, wait. Before you get started, I got one question. Didn't they have Forrest Whitaker in blackface?
Yeah, they inked his ass up. They did. They tarred that man. They just didn't feather him. They just tarred him up. They tarred up Forrest. They tarred him up for that damn movie. But I'm trying to say, like, how in the world don't you have? Because these are people these are our mother country, right? Right. So that means they know all the indigenous, all their ancient herbs and all the remedies, and they can do shit. If you had come up with a baby, there's lots of natural ways you can get rid of that damn baby. You don't need to go with a hanger. That's some white shit. You don't have to go with that. You can abort without. They're gonna take some herbs. You can abort. Why the hell didn't the king of Uganda's wife not know how to get rid of a child without fucking going to some great lengths and going to a surgeon? Why was he trying to get shots in his arms to feel healthy from a white man? Why was that? I mean, they have all the ancient knowledge, right?
No, they say they do. They tell us they do.
I'm looking at all this shit. I'm like, y'all can't heal shit. Y'all can't get your mind right. Y'all can't heal shit. How the hell are you some kind of magical, great ancient people that built that informed the daggone Greeks and the Egyptians and contributed to all the greatness in the world? You didn't do that because guess what? There's patterns. There's consistency of behavior. And if you were that, just think what you would be today. You wouldn't be able to not even dig a well. You can't even fucking, grow some crops. You can't feed the children. What the fuck? You need people to contribute $20 a month. You can't feed a child. But you're the greatest in civilization. You're the greatest thing popping, right? Yeah. Okay. I believe that shit. I don't understand how people actually think that this place could be so freaking backwards coming from a place of greatness. I mean, it's not. But in America, you can see how it has always been primo. Even when you have even though you got these crooked ass daggone aristocracy creating disasters here, creating manufacturing disasters, manufacturing wars, manufacturing diseases, okay, over and over and over again, putting drugs into our systems, polluting our waters. It still thrives. Not only does it thrive, it still is elevated. That's how mystical, magical, and major this place is. And these people are. We are. But we are too dumb to realize that we are part of this energy. We are not part of it. We are the energy. That's why everybody trying to get their asses over here and get a piece of you. They don't just, and they ain't even try, they want a piece of you. They want to be you, or they want they want you to sow into them. They want you to spend their money. They want to have their businesses where you give them something. You give it. You gotta be, they don't, give them. They want to be in contact with your energy. They want you as their source. How do you come into a country and your whole determination is to make one particular race your source of revenue?
From
You
all
go
over the
into our
world.
communities and you open for business. You open for business and things you don't even use just for us. And we think nothing of it. We just be like this. Yeah, there you go. Oh, yeah. Oh, you follow me around the store? You follow me around the store? Oh, you disrespecting me? Oh, really? Oh, you questioning me? Oh, you giving me the side eye? Oh, you being smart with me?
I'll be
Oh,
back
really?
tomorrow.
But yeah, here you go. I'll be back to give you some more. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Why we? And then now they sitting there saying, "Oh, they're racist against us. Those colored people, those damn blacks, those blacks, those African Americans are mean. They're mean to us. They mess up our stores. They paint them. They break into them. Bitches, you come into our communities. You take millions and billions out of our communities. You do not communicate. You do not contribute to our tax base. You do not contribute to our schools. You do not give us scholarships. You don't even employ us. And you don't think we have a right to be men. And then the white folks gonna come to the defense like, how dare you? Got a brother that messages me. I usually don't pay attention to him because he's got this Moorish name and he's always talking about shit in Maryland. And I usually ignore him, but he sent me an email because he was at uh some kind of a town hall meeting and they were complaining that the Asians were complaining about being mistreated by the African Americans. And he was like on the video. And they annihilated him. They stormed his social media. They talked like he was some kind of anti-Semitic the way they brought him down. They brought him down like he was some kind of Nazi. And I had to respond to him when I saw that. He sent me all these little clips of him with the thumbs down, all the different things that the white people were writing about him being horrible and racist and all this stuff. And I'm like, how the fuck does a white person get to judge anything anymore?
They
I
don't.
want to cancel that.
Right.
Let's cancel their ability to judge any shit that they're not involved in.
Right.
First of all, they do not know the fact of how these Asians treat us, how they are predatory, how they are rude, disrespectful, and actually violent and hostile towards us.
Well, Lisa, let me ask you a question. What is our part? What part do we play in all of this? Because I mean, it's just as simple as not going to them. It's just that simple. And why is that so hard for us to do?
Because we want to be in La La Land. We're happy go. That's the reason they took all this shit from us in the beginning. We want to, like in the Ackermaster Laughing King, he just wanted to go hunt. He was like, "Look, bro, you take care of these white folks. I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to think. I don't want to think about this shit. I just want to go hunt and fish and shit. I don't want to do this shit. We like to chill. It ain't nothing wrong with that. That
Right?
we like to chill. But when you're in battle, you gotta be in battle mode. But we like to chill. Saying we want the COVID to be over, and we want to put our feet up. We want to go, do some barbecuing, go on a trip. We want to go to the club. We want to chill. That's why we don't want to listen to our own family. We don't want to research nothing. We only want to chill. We want to be happy, go lucky. That's the
That,
majority of us.
yeah.
That's how they got us. We had this magical place and we're so smart and talented. We got all these good ideas. We don't even follow through. So that's why I say, like, even in the next cartoon or whatever I'm doing, they took our inventions went overseas. You know that, right? A lot of the inventions they take credit for coming
Yeah.
from over
Yeah.
there, it started here.
Yes.
The
Yes.
medicine, the nursing, it started here.
Right.
They came over here and got our ideas and took it over there and act like they invented over there. That bullshit. They was in the dark real ages. They was in the gutter, dirty, disgusting, road rats all over the freaking place, not washing their asses. They're disgusting. Okay? They learned everything from us. They took that shit from us. You think fucking what's her name? Florence Nightingale, my fucking ass. Do you know she didn't even come on the scene until the 1800s? That bitch is recent. She's
Right.
recent. And then she was in the Crimean War with the damn Jamaicans. So she learned from a Jamaican because them Jamaicans clean the fuck out of everything. Let me tell you something. They'll wipe the shit down out of everything. They will clean the hell out of shit. So she learned how to be antiseptic and all that shit from that Jamaican damn nurse that was with her. And that's us. That's all our indigenousness. We do that shit. And we've been teaching them. Then she's credited with being the first nurse that brought her bullshit. They make this shit up. I'm tired of it. We're gonna tell the truth on this shit. Everything's getting erased. Let's start over with the truth, motherfuckers. We're telling damn truth. Fucking liars. Lies. Exhausting. So much we have to correct. And these lazy people, I want to chill. Let me get a check for $250 and I'll be good. And then maybe I'll talk to you about this. They literally said that in that group. Let me get my $250 straightened out. And then I'll talk to you about indigenous.
$250?
1,000.
Where is that coming from?
That's what the ADOS claiming.
The ADOS people, man.
Everybody
they
gets
going
$250K.
They're saying they're getting 200. Come on.
250,000, and then they say, then I'll talk to you about that indigenous stuff. We can talk about it later. But right now, we just got to start at slavery.
See, listen, I know a lot of people think I'm mean, but I'm not. What? What?
We're not afraid of working. I'm not saying we don't want to work. No. I'm not saying LLUs. I'm not saying we don't want to work. I'm saying And we do like we don't. I think we a lot of we don't. I don't think we don't. I don't think we want to sit on. We're not sitting on our ass kind of people, but we enjoy our chill. That's part of the work. We work and we chill, and we do enjoy both of it. Especially if we and we will definitely work, especially if we're doing something we like or we enjoy. We ain't got no problem working. We're not non-workers. We ain't gonna just I don't even think that most of us would want to just fucking just chill, not do anything all day. However, what I am saying is that we have a mindset that wants to be like and chill. We don't want to be stressing. We don't want to be thinking and thinking. You want me to think about why I gotta think of? I don't want to. Ouch! You making me hurt. I have to think about this shit too. Oh, man. I got COVID bills, COVID money. I got to get my new ride. What? I gotta think about something else. What? What could have happened before and all? No, you making my head hurt. You know they don't like that.
Where does all this go from where we are now? Where does all we go? I mean, people loving you, they listening to you, but like what you were saying about the nursing and stuff, with all that's going on in America, and people are the
Y'all, did I say that the Africans are getting their citizenship in Speedy Gonzalez style? Like they are in a rush to become citizens. They are
so
in a mad rush.
so what is so
Mad.
what do so what should the
And
indigenous what
and guess what? They know their history now. They know it better than you. They know the American history. They know about the Constitution, all that shit, because they got to study it for their citizenship test. So they know what you got a right to if you knew who you were better than you know. Hmm.
so where do we take this?
Well, I just feel like you just got to keep on blowing that horn, you know, and you got to keep on working at it. Keep talking, keep working, keep wearing your freaking feathers and whatever else you do. Your tassels, you know, because you know what is that? What is it? What is it that you wear? Fringe. Keep wearing your fringe and your feathers because that's what we're about. And make people ask you questions and let's get this shit popping. Start writing letters to people. Start letting yourself be known to the people that can make a difference in our lives. Okay? Make them accountable for making a change in our status, a change in our fiscal situation. Okay, you need to start making moves. First of all, like you know like the gentleman was like asking, get your genealogy straight, get it straight because you have a right to shit you don't know about. Your people had shit and recently, and you probably got aunts and uncles that don't got no kids they're sitting in a nursing home right at this minute and somebody's ripping their daggone property from their damn clawing little hands right now and it should be yours, but you don't know your family and you ain't communicated and you ain't figured out who's who. You got to get that straight because our daggone treasure is right here. You just got to go walk to it, open up the chest, brush some dirt off of it, go get that shit, you
I'm
know.
I'm bowing to you.
Silly. You're so silly.
Nah, I'm talking. I mean, because where do you get? Okay, now it's Friday. Where do you get this type of information during the week?
What do you mean? What type of
Listening
information?
the information you just gave us.
What do you mean? Where do I get it?
No, where do I get it? And the
Oh,
other
where do you want to? Oh, if they
and
want to reach me, they can. You know, I'm gonna start doing some things. I have Indigenous Acamac on YouTube, and I just don't use that thing, but I'm gonna use it.
That's when you
I
got to
need,
put the cartoon.
go ahead and subscribe. I have 1,000 now, so I can actually even like do lives. I just don't do it. You know what I mean? I ain't got time for shit. But but I can make time. I'm gonna make time because what's important is that as we move forward, the more we put out the truth, the better. So I need to be a trumpeter for truth because a lot of people of all races go on my page and like they be just like getting that information from my 2 videos,
Right.
my whole 2 videos. And so they do that. And you can also, you can cash app us. The Acamax are gonna have our we're gonna be doing a couple of things, but we're definitely gonna do our summit for the Indigenous Council. And that's gonna be October 9th through 12th. And we're working on doing some things to build up the women and build up the men in our community because we got to get healthy. We got to get well. We got to get our minds right. We have to understand what our roles are. We're all out of our natural element. We're not natural. We're unnatural. We got somebody else's daggone system that we're trying to live like them. That's not natural. We're not made to live like them. They're like very predatory and have a very strong spirit of lack. We have a spirit of abundance. So now we're all out of sync because we have this lack. We're scared. Oh, I don't know if I give it to you, I ain't gonna have nothing. Oh Lord, if I take you might take something from me. Oh Lord. All this fear and lack is how we're vibrating. We're not, that's not how we're meant to be. That's not how we are. We're meant to have an abundant spirit where we ain't afraid to let go. Because we know more is coming. We know more is coming from that. The more we give, the more we're going to get. More we're going to get. It's going to come back tenfold. We're going to keep giving it. Till it hurts. Cheap ass nurses. That's what I'm around. Cheap ass nurses. They cheap as fuck. Okay? You know what? Let me tell you something. The respiratory therapists, they live a different life. They know how to give. They know how to party. They know how to live. Nurses are cheap as fuck. You cannot be a copper colored Indian and be cheap. Stop being damn cheap. You have to have a spirit of abundance. Let go. Stop being cheap. Stop being greedy. That is the enemy. You have to give. Let go. Let go and watch it boomerang back at you. It's like a shoom, shoom, shoom. You got to do that. Throw it out there like that boomerang. It's going to come back at you. Give up yourself. Give up your time. Give up your energy. Give up your love. Give your peace away. You'll have more peace. It's coming back. But they want you to think that, dark days are coming. Oh, it's going to be cold outside. Well, you know what, bitches? Just prepare. We just got a bunch of damn chicken eggs. We about to have some chickens and shit. Gonna get some damn turkeys and shit. Go get you a goat. I don't know. Be prepared. Don't be stupid, but don't be scared. Don't be scared because you got resources. You don't have to get them daggone Timberlands. They don't like you anyway. You don't got to get those daggone Nikes. They don't care about your ass. You can buy a goat instead. $50, you can get a goat most places. What the fuck's wrong with you? You can have milk all the time, cheese. You can cut it up and eat it. I don't know. But you need to do some things differently. Think differently. Get yourself there's a Berkey. It's called a Berkey. It's a water purifying tank. It purifies the fuck out of anything. You could put pure sewer in them things. The things will clean it so you can drink it. Get yourself some things that will keep you good instead of having bullshit. Instead of putting on them air fresheners that are full of damn toxins, why do black people like putting them damn scent things in their house? They spend about $50,000 a year on smelling stuff in their house. You're stupid. If you buy another scented candle and some smell good spraying shit in your house again, I want to slap the shit out of y'all for doing that. Why do y'all do that? That shit is nasty and toxic. What are you not clean? You don't clean? You gotta
It's
have that
only
smell of
Glade.
tropical flowers? What is that?
Why are you
Get
talking about
yourself
my
something that's gonna
days,
save
huh?
your life. What the fuck? I can't. Why y'all buy that shit? I hate that. I'm sorry.
I want to thank you for coming on and sharing with us tonight. You know what? See, you're like my Friday night date. So can I get a date next week?
Yes, let's do
Okay,
that.
cool. Shape shifted mermaid.
What's up?
Don't she look like she should be on one of George Clinton's album cover?
Yeah.
The Mermaid. So thank you guys for joining us tonight.
Okay.
And thank all of you guys in the chat for sitting with us and chatting with us and giving us your chats. We gonna see you next week. No. We gonna see you all throughout the week. I'm gonna learn this whole thing and I'm gonna let everybody know.
Okay, cool.
Real soon. See you guys later.
Bye.
Don't go nowhere, Lisa.
Okay.